Hello, everyone. My name is Brad Lund. I'm the Executive Director of the Healthcare Business Management Association, better known as HBMA. We're here today to talk about next week's Payor Panel Week. We're pretty excited about. So I'm going to start quickly by just going over the schedule, and then we'll get into the details. We start next Monday, March 20th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is noon Eastern time. And Aetna will be the presenter, and they'll be covering the claims management on Avalia, virtual card, credit cards, telehealth, credentialing, contracting, attachments, eligibility, and doing business with Aetna. On Wednesday, at the same time at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern time, United Healthcare will be talking about digital solutions, authorization, pre-authorization, third-party multi-TIN access, credentialing and onboarding, VCP, and online resources. And finally, on Friday, senior managers from Aetna and United Healthcare, probably not their CEOs, but somebody in their senior management, will present to us their vision of the future. And I'm hoping that they'll dispel this theory that, or this rumor that's gone around the provider community that insurance companies are in the business of collecting claims, or collecting premiums, not paying claims. That's just a joke. So. Okay, having said that, I'd like to, the Payor Relations Committee has worked very hard the last few years in getting a stronger relationship developed with the Payor community. And I'd like to introduce you to the leaders of that committee. Ramesh, would you just briefly introduce yourself?
Yes. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. I'm Ramesh Gogineni, and I'm basically have served as the chairperson of the CPR committee for the last 1 year. This year, I'm co-chairing the CPR committee along with Val Patel, who unfortunately was not able to be here. And joining me today, obviously, is Olga, who's going to be taking over as the chairperson next year. I have been in the business of revenue cycle management for the last 25 plus years as the CEO of Med Strategies. And and I have been with the HBMA as part of its board as well as part of the CPR committee for about the last 10 to 15 years as far as being part of HBMA and the chair on the board for the last 3 years and the CPR committee for the last 7 or 8 years as a member and later on taking over as the chairperson.
Great.
Now we have I'll allow Olga to introduce herself, and then we'll go ahead and discuss the what we are planning to do for next week.
Sure, Ramesh. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Olga Kabinska. I'm the Director of Operation of WCH Service Bureau. We are a billing company located in New York, working with different specialties. I'm proud to be a member of HBMA, and I have been honored to be part of a committee, a Payor committee, for about a year already. And I'm looking forward to continue growing the committee, bringing more payers, and getting more exposure of the insurance companies and their CM providers.
Great, thank you. Okay, first question I have is, what's the purpose of this program?
Well, we want to hear from the payers. We want to work with the payers, a better way of communication. We want to make sure that we get to hear their innovative ideas, get to see what their online portals would look like, and get a better relationship going.
Okay, thank you.
So let me add to that. Mm-hmm. Essentially, what we are looking at from this program is to make sure that this is an educational opportunity for all our member companies. Essentially, we are not trying to give a program just for senior management, but we want every member of the organization to know and understand how to do business with each of our payers. Mm-hmm. With this intention, we wanted to educate our member companies on the best way to work with Aetna and United Healthcare for this first week, and later on we might be able to add other payers when their time permits, so that we can learn from them also.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And I think you kind of touched on this, but what's the overview of what the payers will what will we expect from the payers?
Let me take that, Olga, and you want to start? Okay. So as far as the payers go, initially on day one, we sort of left it as a free form for what they want to communicate in order to help us better understand doing business with them. we gave them a list of topics of what our members' concerns are, covering the broad areas, right from credentialing and contracting, through claim follow-up, through No Surprises Act, and much more. And in addition to that, working on their portal, etc. So the payers are going to go ahead and essentially train us on different aspects that most of us are familiar with, but need to make sure that we can get some clarification on. And in addition to that, they're going to address any questions or concerns that we might have at either at the end of each session or on Friday, where you can contribute questions to us, and then we'll be able to take it to them, or you can also ask them during a live session. Go ahead.
We did gather a lot of questions from the HBMA chat messengers board. So we did definitely going to bring in a lot of answers to billing and credentialing questions, authorization questions, No Surprise Act, many different things, especially with the pandemic coming to an end on May 11th. There's a lot of questions that insurance companies are going to cover on telehealth, and it's kind of a big deal for billing companies today. So that's going to be one of the issues there.
That leads me to a thought, and this isn't a question that I prepared. And Ramesh, you're probably more likely to be able to answer this than Olga because you've been with the CPR so long. What's changed? Why are you finding now the payers are seemingly embracing our relationship so much more than they might have in the past?
Brad, that's a very interesting question. I know that as billing companies, we want to partner with insurance companies to make things efficient for all of us. Costs in this new world are necessitating change from all of us. Payers realize that to reduce costs, they have to work closer to us and educate us much better so that they can receive better claims, and in that way, they don't have to spend as much on the follow-up issues that we are facing with. So the goal here is to educate it, allow for streamlined communication between payers and providers, and make life easier for all of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, hats off to the Commercial Payer Relations Committee for achieving this. This is a big deal. It's a really big deal. Tell me, what can you suggest to the attendees? What their outcomes will be from attending and participating in this program?
Well, hopefully they're able to resolve some of the issues they're dealing with today on behalf of their clients. Mm-hmm. Maybe they'll get some claims paid, answer credentialing questions, get contacts, and actually meet the people face to face. See and hear their voices. This is kind of difficult with some of the payers today.
Yeah, we hear that often.
And to add to what Olga said, it's also payers also want to hear us and understand our concerns too. So it's a two-way street. Don't just think it's education from our side. Payers would love to hear your voice too, understand your concerns as you handle claims, and then they're able to come back with processes and procedures to make streamlined processes for you. So the better you're able to attend and show higher participation from you and your member companies, member organizations, you would be able to better educate the provider about your issues. And in that way, they also come out ahead and you come out ahead.
Mm-hmm. Great point, Ramesh.
Yeah, good point. Will the attendees have an opportunity to ask the payers questions either live by unmuting them or in the chat room?
This is one of those sessions where, yes, the members would be allowed to ask questions. Initially, the payers would come back and address whatever they want to speak about or educate our members. And they're going to leave some time at the end of each session to ask questions. So the way that we are trying to lay this out is for the first few minutes, like each topic is going to be covered for the first few minutes by the payer. Just say, for example, credentialing and contracting. They're going to explain their credentialing, contracting, whatever the questions that they have, and or whatever issues they want to educate us on. And at the end of it, they're going to go ahead and leave some time for some question and answer sessions. Then they're going to go ahead and take a break for about 5 to 10 minutes in between each session. And then they're going to allow you to cycle in other members of your team that you think should attend the next session. And in that way, you're able to go ahead and spend as much time with the payers on different areas of concern without having to spend the whole 3 hours if you don't feel like doing so.
We also know that they're going to demonstrate some of the updates on their portals. So this is going to be interesting to see an actual update, and kind of looking at what's ahead for the providers and how easy it's going to get to work inside their online portals.
Okay.
Very good point, Olga.
Yeah. So if I'm the CEO or a senior management watching this program right now, who would you suggest that they have watch these programs next week at their companies?
I would say every member of their organization who works with these payers. It's an education process. It helps them better understand how to do business with each of these payers, what the payers are looking for. At the end of it, once the education is there, I think the companies are going to benefit because of the efficiencies that can come out of our employees understanding how to do business with the payers.
Yeah, I agree, Ramesh. I think coders, billers, collectors, everyone who's involved in processing and working with insurance company needs to be present and needs to hear this out, needs to able to see the updates that are coming in. It's going to change the way they operate after this meeting.
Thank you. This has been a big deal. And again, I got to put a feather in your hat that you were able to achieve this forum in which the attendees or the members of HBMA can really interact with the payer community that they do every day. But this is a different interaction. This is an interaction of where they find solutions. I think one concern we have is getting enough people, getting a significant percentage of our members to come on to this program to demonstrate to the payers that this is worth their time to present to us in this forum. Would you encourage that? Would you say that if we got to get a lot of companies on this program in order for the payers to say, this is a forum that I want to repeat and repeat and repeat?
Yes, we want the payers to come back every year to work with HBMA. So we definitely need a good presence and outcome of the participants. We need to show their interest, ask questions, and definitely maybe even say a thank you for coming in and being part of us. So
it's a very good point, Olga. It's more about communicating our capabilities to the payers, saying that we are a big organization with big enough members that it's worth their time to spend and communicate with us and understand our problems and issues. So if you can go ahead and do one simple thing is to get as many members of your company to join this would make a huge difference in our interaction with our payers. And it would make a big difference for you because you'll also have a voice in communicating with the payers.
Perfectly said.
Great. Well, again, on behalf of HBMA, I want to thank the two of you and your committee members for all the work you're doing. This has been a really significant win from HBMA's part in that we are actually able to get to the right people that present the right information to the staffs of our members so you can be very efficient in the adjudication of claims. So thank you. Thank you, Brad,
for giving us the opportunity. And I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a big success with the help of every member organization. And I strongly encourage all of you to attend and bring all of your co-workers to this wonderful week next week with our payers.
Great. And we look forward to doing it with Cigna Humana in a later date.
Exactly.
So, all right. Thank you so much. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.